All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:56 in the morning of October the 13th, 2021, and this is my morning strategy session. So, first thing that we have up here is VST, Vistra Corp. Vistra Corp announced this morning, that it is going to do a stock buyback program of $2 billion worth of stock. Now, I think $1 billion of it is going to preferred stock. Let's take a look here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, Vistra launches $2 billion share buyback program. Price is $1 billion preferred stock offering. So I don't know if that means they're. So let's see. I think they're gonna purchase program. Okay. So it's offering preferred stock. Interesting. So it's going to sell $1 billion worth of preferred stock at an 8% yield. Interesting. That ought to get buyers. An 8% yield ought to bring buyers to the table. Interesting. Okay, so it's not really moving very much. Let's see. There's 175,000 pre-market activity. 175,000 shares have been traded, and it's not moving very much. And so I have a Fibonacci on it. So, I want to see what it does when it opens. Does it dip down, find support in the Fibonacci's, and continue forward? This 1963 is a level here. Let's go to the daily. So back here, let's see, on the 25th of February, 2021, early this year. It closed, let's see, it closed at $22.76, then it opened up the next day at $18.66. Pretty big haircut. This thing put up some pretty bad numbers back here on, it really, revenue, big time revenue miss, big time earnings miss. Let's see what utilities. Oh, it's utilities. So basically, what it's doing is it's slumping. It's slumped, and utilities are not going to be in favor coming up in the economic. The economic forecast is not favorable to utilities. People, when it's risk on, utilities are risk off. When it's risk off, people buy utilities. When it's risk on, people dump utilities. So they're making an offering, buyback offering, and so forth, in order to entice people or keep people in their stock. I guess. They don't have to do that. They could just let the stock price fall, and buy it back later. Let people buy it back when it's time to buy utilities again. But they're doing something to incentivize people to hold on to their stock. So 19, although the gap is from what this close over here at 22.76 to the high over here at $19.20. Even though that's the gap, the sort of highest point from the gap tends to be the spot of resistance. And so I have that at 1963. It could be a little bit lower, say 1950. So I'll see how the stock behaves if it starts moving past that. I have an alarm on it, so if it pushes past 1963, and I'm not watching it, then I'll have something to kind of alert me that it's moving up. And you can also see back here, let's see, on the 29th of July, the high was 1960. On the 9th of July, the high was 1957. So it made an attempt over here to, get back above that gap and get into the gap. I think if it can get into the gap today, if it can move up above, above the gap, confirm and continue higher, then it'll make an attempt. Oops, I just erased something. It'll make an attempt to get up as high as 22.73. That's a big move for utility though. So we'll just see how it goes. For me right now, a 1% move is roughly 19 cents. We can call it 20 cents. So I'm really only looking to scalp, a percent. I'd like to be able to, scalp 2% possibly. But what this thing does after it opens, it could catch fire and, run and possibly go to this next Fibonacci right here, depending on where the open is. Could dip down and then, roar past its open, could dip down, find support between the 61.8 and the 50% level. So there are going to be a lot of ways to trade it. I'll probably keep a pretty close eye on it. It's right now, it's my the most favorite trade I can see that I have on the board today, on watch today. So utilities usually aren't too exciting, but we'll see how things work out with this thing. All right, so next up is Plug. Plug, I've attempted to trade this stock a couple of times, and I missed this move yesterday that it took. I've been keeping an eye on this thing for a while, and somehow I missed this move past 28.41 yesterday. I've been, waiting. I need to drink more caffeine. Waiting for Plug to make it past this 28.41, which it did yesterday. So now, what's Plug going to do today? The news on Plug is it has cut deals with Phillips 66 as well as Airbus to do something along the lines of I don't know, some kind of consulting, alternative energy consulting. I think they're hydrogen people. So the news is they're cutting deals to do more business. This company loses money like crazy. I mean, we're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars a quarter. Not my favorite stock, but it moves. It's kind of one of these stocks that's popular with the environmentalist types and the green movement and stuff like that. I'm not real big on that, but we'll see. So yeah, Plug. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Plug today. Maybe it opens, moves past its open. Maybe it dips down, finds some support in one of these levels. I've got a bunch of Fibonacci's on this thing from previous days where it tried to. The interesting Fibonacci here, and I don't know which one really is going to be the best either. Here's one where it's in no man's land, kind of. So, yeah, we'll just see what happens with Plug today. I'll put in a ray on it at its open. So if it dips down below its open and then starts to push back through it again, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure. Okay, so apps. Now, apps is just a technical play here. Apps is something that I've had my eye on for a while. And it did a pretty good job of moving up past 68.827 here, coming down. Moved up past 68.27, came down, tested it, and moved up again. So the best entry for me would have been at the test of 68.27. That would have been probably the highest risk trade. And then the next one was the move over 76.60 right there. So I haven't been on it. We'll see if it can make it past $84 today. If it can make it past $84 today, then it's bullish. This thing's been moving up for quite some time now. You can see there's some support, perhaps some support right around 81.51 right there on the Fibonacci. So if it comes down, tests 81.51 and then moves away, then I might have a trade. I have an alarm there at 81.51. And then the next Fibonacci level is at 88. So, I don't know, maybe I'll buy, instead of trying to buy the stock outright, maybe I'll buy some options on it. Long dated options, into next year. But definitely this thing came up, put in this distribution pattern up here. Let's see, where's the block? was using a block earlier, and I'll just use the marker. Put in a distribution phase up here, and then came down. Tried to recover and didn't, and now it's found support. So, you know, the next place for it to break, the next price for it to really break is going to be if it can break 102.56. If it can break 102.56, it's game on for apps. You know, blue sky. Who knows how much further it goes? I could put a Fibonacci on that, and we could get an idea. Let's see here, just real fast. Let's see, and we'll go down over to here where it was trading for $4 or so, something like that. So the next spot on it would be after 102.56. I can't get to it. I can't see it. Let's see. It's off of my window. It's at least 138. So, okay. That's kind of out there in the future here. Right now, let's see if it can get past 84. And if it does, you know, I'll look for an entry. Look for it to push past 84, retest, and then continue onward. Okay, BILI. This is one that I just kind of have on watch. It's putting in, so it put in this high over here and just kind of stair-stepping down. Seems to have found support right around the $62 to $60 range right in here. I'm just watching it. I don't have a trade plan for this one. Just keeping an eye on it. KOSS came out with some news today. It is winning a legal battle against Apple, possibly. I can't confirm that. So it's a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. Here's its daily. I did trade this, and I did make money on this back here at some point. It also popped up, or it may have been one of these other times where it popped up, you know, or in January or so, something like that. But I've made money on this thing. So it's popping up today, $21.90 in the pre-market, $25 even. That's, you know, kind of an important spot from back here on the 25th of February, 2021. Yeah, I'll be looking for this one to put in a possible momentum move. The only thing is, though, this thing, what I've been seeing recently on small cap momentum is that it's just been getting a beat down. I don't know if it's the exchanges or what have just been coming in and turning this thing into noise. All right, so pre-market right now, it has traded 1.8 million shares. I don't see a float on it. Let me look at my scanner. It ought to be on my scanner somewhere, but I don't see it. KOSS. It's up a 13. It's up right now 13.5% pre-market. So let's see. Oh, okay, here it is. It has a float of 3.9 million shares. So, yeah. Small cap momentum. It's been an extremely difficult trade lately. Extremely difficult trade to be profitable on lately in regular hours. Pre-market, it's okay, but regular hours, it's just really, really tough. And then GWH, this is just one that I'm watching. This is a SPAC. I don't like it, but I'm watching it. I have it on watch. If it goes up over $28.92 here, I have an alarm on it, then I might start trading it, but we'll see. Okay, when I got in this morning, I was feeling rather bullish. I was like, okay, cool. You know, the dollar, looks like the dollar has hit its the top end of its risk range and it started dying off. There's a nice big red candle with no bottom tail when I got into the office this morning. But now the thing, you know, the dollar looks like it's on the daily, you know, it looks like it's gaining support and it looks like it's getting stronger. The stronger the dollar gets, the more difficult it's going to be for the market to make gains, for commodities to move forward. I had a B&O on watch. Let me pull it forward here. Here's B&O. I let go. I had 5 B&O contracts I had accumulated by yesterday, I think it was. And I went ahead and let them go yesterday because the dollar looks like to me, it looks to me like it's trying to break out. I mean, it's really not supposed to be right now. The dollar is not supposed to be breaking out, but it is. We're supposed to be going into, a stronger economic period. But I suppose with, like Southwest employees, people just saying, to hell with the vaccine, I'm not taking it, and I'm walking off my job, that could become a bit of a trend. And if people are like, to heck with this, I'm hearing immunity, if I've had COVID already, I'm hearing immunity. There's a study out of Israel that says, my natural immunity is better than the shot. I don't want the shot. This shot has people, people don't like getting vaccines that haven't been around for a while. We've got, vaccines against mumps, measles, and rubella that have been around for 50 years, polio, lots and lots, yellow fever, so on and so on. But there are a lot of people who are like, no, you know what, I don't want to take this shot yet. This thing hasn't been proven to me to be safe yet. There's still side effects that we may not know about yet. And if there are a lot of people who decide they don't want to go to work because they don't want a vaccine, that is, I think the market is kind of like taking a step back for a minute. I think the market is saying, wait a second, it may not be time to buy yet. There could be a severe hit to GDP if all of a sudden Americans say to hell with you and your vaccine, especially now we've got information on other oral methods of mitigating the risks of severe COVID-19 symptoms. So the vaccine might get, I don't know, we'll have to see. But the dollar is definitely a lot stronger than it should be going into what is growing GDP, rising GDP. So, and the SPY was moving up this morning pre-market. The VIX was moving down. Things were looking pretty bullish when I got in this morning, but now I don't know. All right. So, yeah. When the dollar decides to start breaking down again, I'll start getting into oil again, and maybe some other commodities. Which is interesting, though, is silver. Silver, for whatever reason, is gaining strength here on a rising dollar. Very strange. All right. So that's my pre-market strategy session, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.